Alright, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Elden Ring walkthrough. So today we are going to be taking on Caria Manor. It's a minor legacy dungeon. We're going to have a little bit of stuff to clean up after we finish it, but I'm guessing that this is all going to take around the same amount of time as a normal episode. So first off, well, I guess you can talk to EG. Just as a little reminder, he mentioned not to go over there because there's like a trap or something. Then sure enough, if we head this way, we're gonna get bombarded by magic, but it's pretty easy to avoid. So just go like northwest, and should be some tombs up here that we can loot for some golden runes. I don't know why I hopped off torrent. Alright, that's everyone. And then kind of just hug this wall to the left, and we'll make our way over to the front door of the manor. And here we are. Okay, so if you haven't played this game before, I'm really sorry for what you're about to see. It's quite disturbing. So around this place are these crawling hands, which are horrifying, but unfortunately they're big ones too. So both big and small varieties, a lot of them are hiding in the ground like this. You can see their fingertips and fingernails popping up. So if you stand, like, just imagine, obviously the fingernails are on this side, so the palm is over there underneath that corpse. So if you stand in the palm of their hand, they're gonna pop out and grab you. So we don't want that. Hey, what's up? It's me from the future. Nice to see you again. Nice to see you soon. Nice. It doesn't matter. So I pointed out later in the video that these hands are actually weak to fire. Very, very weak. If you hit them with a source of fire damage, like fire grease or fire pot, they will like writhe around in pain, and it'll do a little bit of damage over time. And like I said, I pointed out eventually, but it actually works a lot better than I remembered it working. So if you watch these videos in a way where you like watch me for like 5 minutes and then pause the video and do the 5 minutes in your own game, I just wanted you to know about that the second that you get inside Caria Manor. Use fire against them if you can. Most of the ones that are hiding we can kind of just avoid entirely. They have this projectile that if it hits you, well, that has a lot more tracking than I remember. If it hits you, you're going to be bound in place for a second, and then the hand can grab you. Which, we don't like grab attacks from any enemy, but something is... it's just much more disturbing when an actual hand does it. Anyway, they're super obnoxious. Sorry, I lost my train of thought trying to navigate this minefield. So there's a big one down there, so you want to take this upper left route that I'm on right now. And then there's more hiding around the base of that tree. Some small ones poking out, you can see there. We grabbed the glintstone firefly. We triggered a little ambush, but none of the big ones, that's alright. Small ones are fine, we can take as many of the small ones as we need to, but big ones are a problem. They just like... I don't know, the best way to describe it, I think, is it feels like the, like, center of their body is, like, back more towards where their wrist is. But obviously they can attack you with their fingertips, right? So, like... Oh, I forgot that was there. As this thing approaches me, it's like... I'm almost underneath it by the time it starts attacking, it feels like. Like, I'm getting pushed around. You know, a normal enemy that's, like, the same size as my character, they walk up to, like, they're right in front of you, because obviously our arms are, like... Wow, that was insane. Okay, he missed me. That was a miracle. Human arms are only so long, but this thing's just, like... It's too big for its own good. Like, it closes the distance it would need to close to be close enough to attack me, and then it walks like a few steps further, it seems like. So then the problem that you get with that is when they're attacking, they're so much closer than they need to be, so if you try to roll backwards, you're like still in range of it, it feels like, because it's just right on top of you. So... You have to be very careful with timing your rolls when you're fighting them, because rolling away, a lot of the times, is just not going to cut it. There's another one on the wall here. You can pull them down with a ranged attack if you have one, but it doesn't really matter. You're pretty much seeing the extent of their moveset, though. They got that, like, jumping sort of flick thing. Got this that they just will spam over and over again. And I do mean over and over again. And of course the projectile and grab combo. So yeah, it just takes a lot of patience to fight them. They are weak to fire, and if you can get them to like fully ignite, they'll like start writhing around in pain. Also horrifying. Actually, I'll try to demonstrate that on the next one. There's another big one coming up. And then, okay, just next to this chair, between the chair and like the bench thing, you can see a sword sticking out of the ground, or a dagger. If you get close to it, it's going to set off a little explosion trap thing. Not really an explosion, but shoots a glintstone shard thing straight upwards, so... Be on the lookout for those. There's a bunch more right here. They're really not a threat unless you just stand right on top of them. Activate that, take a step back, and there's going to be a big hand down here and 3 small hands. So, obviously, I mean, I guess it's up to you how you would rather play this, but I'm thinking we get rid of the small ones so that we can 1v1 the large one. If you have enough ammo in your whatever ranged attacks you have, you could obviously just kill the big one also, but I haven't even reinforced my bow yet. I don't know why, but... Okay, let me crack open the old inventory. I don't need this for very... that's like 1 attack, isn't it? We'll use a regular one. See, he did it there for a second, but then I hit him again and interrupted it. And they get that unique on fire dying animation too. Extremely satisfying actually, so I'm gonna go kill this one for no reason. You can totally avoid this one if you want. Oh, if you don't attack them a second time, it keeps burning and they take like a little bit of damage over time. I didn't even realize that. Okay, well, do that then. I think I'm just like so terrified of them deep down that like I've never even attempted to not just light them up with as many attacks as I could as fast as possible. So I learned something new today. Crystal, not crystal, what are they called? Teardrop scarab. Sneak over here, grab this item, and then run at him from this way. If you run at him from the direction we were just coming from, he'll run straight that way into a giant hand, and there's more small hands over there, and we don't want that. But we get the Caria Piercer sorcery, I think that is. Yes. And then for the rest of it, we're just gonna make a run for it, honestly. So, like I said, you don't have to kill that other hand that was over here. You could sneak over here, grab this, and then on that fountain in the middle, pretty close to where that hand is that I'm locked onto, there is a stack of... It's either 2 smithing stone 3s or 3 smithing stone 2s. Either way, not really worth the trouble, because there's all these small hands, and that big one up there is going to drop down if you go for it also, so I'm just going to leave that alone. We can buy those now. There's really no reason why you should need more of them at this point anyway. But grab that golden rune 4, keep moving, duck left once you get out here. Rhymed crystal bud. Regular crystal bud. Avoid the hand. And then we're just gonna run inside and upstairs as quickly as possible. Grab the smithing stone 4 behind that altar, and then outside on these bridges there's going to be some like spirit knights that pop up. Like so. So first we're going to take this left path. I just like to deal with these guys because, I don't know. Because I don't know is the real reason. I actually don't know why I do it. There's no reason not to just run past them, honestly. But we're going to take this left path here and just follow it all the way to the end. Get a rune arc. Then back here, you can drop down to this building. Maybe jump instead of drop, that seems safer. Drop down again. And down the ladder into here for the Sword of Night and Flame. I believe it's the 2nd legendary armament we've got for that achievement, and this sword is super fun. Almost guaranteed I don't have the intelligence level to show you how to... or faith, forgot about that, but if you have the stats for it, definitely check it out, it's very fun. It used to be an absolute monster, and it's still good for sure, but I mean it was too good when the game first came out. After that, you can warp back to that grace we just got, manor lower level. And this time, we'll just run straight through. There's like 10 enemies that'll spawn on this bridge, so just keep moving and don't look back. And we're just gonna play it safe. Go all the way in here and up the lift so we can get another grace. I'm not even really playing it safe because there's a grace right behind us, but we're going to backtrack again, so saves us a little time. We can just warp back up here when we're done. Probably should have rested. Hello, boys. Alright, jump over here, highly doubt they're going to follow me. Down here under the stairs, we got a golden rune. One of them drop? Oh no, he's just sniping me. Alright, take those guys out, loot the corpse for the Arumi whip. Over here, this one was iron or abductor versions that Patches was telling us was at the Caria Academy. There's another one there, obviously. I would highly recommend just not messing with it, honestly. And then once you grab that somber smithing stone, go back to Manor upper level. They're very tanky. They're completely made of metal, so they just like you can get a little extra damage with them if you have some lightning damage, but I just really wouldn't mess with it. They're very annoying to fight in like a hallway type environment like that was, where we can't really dodge to the left or right very much. So we got some dire wolves here. I'm gonna sneak over and not upset this one. Grab the golden seed. If you time this right with this guy's patrol, you can definitely sneak past him. He's turning around, is almost definitely going to see me. No? Got lucky, okay. They have a lot of health. They're just significantly tougher than you would expect them to be for only being slightly larger than normal wolves. But, you know, what are you gonna do? Grab a Mikola's Lily back there. And then I'm going to try, if you recall last time I mentioned that you can get Loretta to ride a dire wolf. The problem is it's like very hit or miss as to whether like she'll just attack the dire wolf, because when you summon her, you know, the code behind the spirit ashes can't be too terribly complicated. They see an enemy, they attack the enemy. I think that's about it. Loretta has an extra line somewhere that lets her hop onto a dire wolf if there's one nearby, but it's still an enemy up until that point, so sometimes, a lot of the time even, she'll just shoot at it. And there's really nothing you can do about that. And you also can't summon her out here, you have to summon her in here. So I'm going to show you how to continue without doing that for a second, and we'll come back to that. But definitely avoid that courtyard for now. Hop over here to the left. Kill that guy. Kill that guy. And you drop something. I missed an item. There's a magic grease around here somewhere. There you are. How did he hear me? No way, dude. Well, every other time I played this game, you could run up here. Usually you want to be crouching by this point, but you get all the way over here without alerting that troll. That's alright though. Continue to ignore him. Jump over here. Drop down. And get another smithing stone 4. Now we can hop in the middle here. Forgot that he could attack them. That's convenient. Ow. He's freaking out a little bit. Just give him a second to calm down. actually losing his mind. I'm not doing a good job of dodging him either. At all. Oh, I forgot about you. This is not going well. Okay, now that is dealt with, get the Troll Knight's sword from him. Yeah, like I said, usually it doesn't alert him. I'm pretty successful with just sneaking along that platform up there, killing the guy that was up there, and then there's 2 more of these guys here, and another one on the stairs. And usually I can pretty much, you know, either use like a ranged attack and bait this guy outside, but one way or another kill both of them so I can just 1v1 the troll. It does not have to get that messy, but unfortunately that time it did. To top off my FP here, and then I'm going to equip Loretta. Give this a try. I haven't upgraded her at all, and she's already very squishy even if you do upgrade her, so good chance that if there's any enemies around, they will just kill her before she has a chance to do this. So that's why I wanted to clear that area out first. Let's bring the direwolf in here to where we can actually summon her. And then cross our fingers. Looks like she just wants violence today. I will try to grab the other one's attention. I don't know how this is gonna work. She's gonna fade away in a second. Oh, I can't get an angle. Hold on. Don't leave me, Loretta. I have an idea, actually. She's for sure going to despawn. And she's gone. Alright. Well, we tried. Yeah, there's really like 2 or 3 places in the game where it's possible to find a direwolf and also be able to summon any spirits nearby, so that's why I was trying so hard to make that happen, but unfortunately she did not feel like cooperating. But either way, run up here. I like to do the right side first because there's only one of these guys over there. Sneak up on him. Alright, cool. There's a pretty good chance I died at this boss with the amount of heals I have left, but we're gonna give it a try anyway. Grab that golden rune 4. So this is Loretta, Royal Knight Loretta, I think it's called, but pretty standard mounted knight enemy, I would say. It feels very similar to like Tree Sentinel, but in my opinion, easier, just less of a bully. But it's basically Tree Sentinel if Tree Sentinel could use magic. Really, all the attacks you need to look out for will glow blue, so pretty easy to remember. And you can also just kind of strafe to avoid almost everything. Once we get into phase 2, her signature attack is this giant magic great bow called Loretta's Great Bow, very creative. And that one you're going to want to run to the side, but aside from that, I mean, dodging the magic is pretty straightforward. So... but I mean, these are combos you've definitely seen before since we fought Tree Sentinel. Watch out for the horse too, as always. Ow. That's Loretta's Slash, I believe it's called. It's like her only non-projectile magic attack. Just a little double slash there when she leaps in between. She's so close to phase 2. There we go. That's how you know phase 2 started. From now on, her phalanx attack there is going to summon 8 daggers instead of, what was it, 4 or 5. There's the great bow. Just run to the side. Run to the side and slightly forward if you can, because it blows up once it makes contact with the ground. So if you run backwards a little bit, there's just a higher chance that it's going to hit the ground near you and then blow up and you'll take damage that way. And then the other difference is that her, the thing where she shoots a projectile out of the, like, base of her weapon, that one now shoots a bunch of them, but dodge it the same way. Just go sideways. Maybe roll. Yeah, I think that's about it. You don't need to jump to avoid that either. I was just because I'm weird. Looks cooler if you jump. Makes it look like it was a lot closer to hitting than it actually was. But I think that's about it. Things I need to show you, so let's get this done. I feel like if her attack hit there, then mine should have also hit. Oh. I keep forgetting to, like, stay closer to her because it's not like her magic attacks are hard to dodge, but she will spam them if you get far away. Alright, down she goes. That was a lot closer than it needed to be, but we get the Loretta's Great Bow, Sorcery, and the Ash of War Loretta's Slash. Make sure you grab this Grace depending on where you killed her in the arena. Sometimes it's easy to miss. That's the way out that way, but we are going to rest up and go a different way. It's a little side path over here we didn't clear. Alright, so make a nice running jump over to this. Probably a regular jump or just drop onto that one. Another running jump, why not? And then a bunch of jars down here to deal with. You don't really have to deal with them, honestly. Just as needed. There's a bunch of crystal darts there. And then way over here on the other side. Should be a cracked pot for us. And then look for a safe place to drop down. The little ones only really mess if you get close. I guess that applies to all of them really, but... Alright, and then somewhere there. Smithing stone 3. And we can drop down again. Hop over to this broken wall. Grab the Ash for Caria Grandeur. So with that, we can warp back up to Royal Moon Grazing Grounds where we just were. And the first thing we're going to do out here is just turn hard left and follow this wall. You can mount up out here actually. Switch off Loretta. And you can drop down on this tower here. And down these wooden platforms. Too far. Alright. I don't know whether to feel proud or ashamed that the vast majority of my deaths in this game are from falling. Like, on the one hand, I feel like the fact that I'm not dying to enemies and bosses means I'm pretty good at it. But the fact that I'm only dying to falling off of things means I must be pretty stupid. So, I think it just cancels out and it's kind of a neutral thing. But from this guy's Pidia, we can buy ritual pots. He sells a bunch of weird stuff. Get a celestial dew here to take to the Church of Vows to request absolution if you upset an NPC. Larval tier if you need to respec, which we can't do yet, and there's really no reason to pay for that right now, so I wouldn't grab that. The Carrion Craftsman's Cookbook 7, I would grab that. Ash of War Carrion Retaliation, if that seems like something that you would want. The Ripple Blade is an interesting thing to point out. This is one of 2 weapons in the game, the other one being the Crescent Halberd, which drops from those albinaric frog-looking guys in the middle of Lake of Liurnia of the Lakes, rather. In the middle of the lake was what I was trying to say. But those guys can drop the Crescent Halberd. Both of them, I think they both start with an A scaling in Arcane. This one definitely does, but they get up to S scaling in Arcane, and they are actually standard weapons, which most Arcane scaling weapons are unique weapons, which means you cannot infuse them. But these ones are standard, which means they can be infused with greases. So if you take any of the 3 greases that scale with Arcane, those being blood, poison, or sleep, these weapons are absolute monsters. You can put things to sleep if you infuse these with I think it's called soporific grease or something. I don't really know how to pronounce it, but the one that adds the sleep status effect, if you put that on one of these and you upgrade them to where they have S scaling with Arcane, you can put most enemies in the game asleep in like 1 or 2 hits. Like players even, I think you can maybe put to sleep in like 2 hits. It's insane. So yeah, pretty cool. Very, very niche weapon, but that's where you can get it. And then you can also, if you want, buy this weathered map for 600 runes. I'm gonna grab it. This shows us where an item is that we'll need to pick up for a quest line here in a bit. But you don't need to grab the map for the item to spawn. It just helps you find it if you were not following a walkthrough, but I just think it's cool to like see that you can find it by following the clues in the game, I guess. So just gonna grab it to show you when it comes to that time. Get the old fangs, 5 of them, not the old fangs, but you know. Drop down here. Run to the end, drop down again. Some slumbering eggs. And there's gonna be a crab over here guarding a stone sword key. Oh, it's a sleep crab. Okay, well. Now you know. There we go, and then you can warp back to Royal Moon Gazing Grounds again. Did I say grazing last time? I feel like I probably did. Unfortunate. Making a mistake and posting on the internet is never fun. Alright, so we're going to go to... Fair warning, there's a big dragon in this area. We're going to the leftmost tower. Well, the leftmost tower is way over there, but the left one that's also sort of forward, and you can see the dragon moving around over there. So that's Glintstone Dragon Adula, I believe it is, and you can ignore it or fight it. I'm going to ignore it because at 50% health it's just going to disappear, so I feel like it's just not really worth the effort, but make sure you grab that Teardrop Scarab for the Ash of War Chilling Mists. And make your way up towards this tower. It's also just kind of obnoxious to fight because there's all this stuff in the way, so when you're trying to like run away from its attacks, you're just running into walls and everything. It's a little annoying. Jump off and grab the Ranni's Rise Grace. And then we're gonna have to deal with a little running back and forth here, unfortunately.
Oh, I believe us. It pleaseth a tarnish. I have no... I Cindy, I stole, I did it.
Pick the only option that pops up when you have the option to do so. And then keep talking to her until she says, "Be gone." And then we're gonna warp to Round Table Hold. Speak to Roger.
Always so. When Ranni
Talk about Ranni.
then perhaps it's forgive the blow. How would you? The location, the best way to find. I know you've got what it. Not only are
Roger's proposition.
determined, I realize, but I know you've got. Can you be while in her and determined? I realize that I know you've got what it.
Alright. And then we're gonna go back to Ranni. Why she can't just be sitting next to the Grace, I will never know.
The curse now.
Alright, and then say, "I wish to serve you."
Very well. There's nothing wrong. What's more, I am curious. I'll allow it. And good. Good. There is. I would have thee. I have called. Heed not. I am sure. Thou needs. It hath been.
Alright, exhaust her dialogue, and then we go downstairs and we need to talk to her three servants, E.G., Blythe, and Celavis. First, E.G.
I'm told I will. My never I for do forgive. Let us give together. Together.
Okay. And then Blythe.
Blythe, glad to have you. Well, I'm still in limbo. The Eternal City. I'm planning to see if I can't. See if I can't keep you wait.
He's going to Nokron. Join him in due time.
I don't know what since I ask. I come and pay me should you, if it were up to me, but who? I'm in pain. Should you? If it were up to but who?
Alright, so once all 3 of them have been spoken to, gonna go back up to Ranni.
And it will be this doll still. And it will be I look.
Alright, that's that. So now we want to make our way over to Celavis's Rise, which is next door. You can also mount up in here for some reason. Not on the elevator, but... Alright, so you can come back outside, just go over to the right, head on over to this tower.
Did you not realize? Perhaps.
So when we talk to Celavis, he will give us a task, accept a task. He wants us to take this potion to Nefeli. We know who Nefeli is, so this would take about 2 seconds to go do. But do not, I repeat, do not give the potion to Nefeli yet, or you will be locked out of completing her questline. Alright? I will explain soon once we have more information, and it makes sense to tell you all of the ways that you could use that potion. But for now, just don't give it to Nefeli. I don't know why I'm climbing back down. Once you're up there and grab the memory stone, you can warp back to Round Table Hold.
Always good.
Talk to Roger.
So I just want since you're
And unfortunately, that is goodbye. We're gonna rest and go attempt to speak to him 4 times. Number 1 did not work. Number 2 did not work. Number 3 did not work. And he's dead. So you get Roger's bell bearing, his armor sets, and Roger's letter. And if you did not receive his rapier after, like if you just never told him that you killed Godric, then he would drop that too. But if you crack open your inventory, read Roger's letter. I forgot to tell you, but it seems Dee has a younger brother. Heard he lies in a deep sleep in the aqueduct beside the eternal city of Nokron, and it said he stood before the Prince of Death not far beyond that spot. So that gives us a little hint at some of the next places we're going and what to look out for there. But that is pretty much it for Caria Manor stuff. So I'm going to wrap up this episode. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Have a good one.